Alright, we're going to be watching QwazR, who's playing Tracer. This is Gold 4, I would guess on console, on King's Row. I'm really not sure what exactly I did wrong here. I felt like I was playing properly, and most of my deaths were just down to bad luck, but I was dying constantly and making basically zero impact, so obviously I'm doing something wrong without noticing. Any help would be appreciated. Alright, so we're not going to watch too much of this. I think we're just going to go through the first half offense, and I think that your aim is good enough for your rank. That's not really an issue at all. I think that you generally know what you're supposed to be doing, so I think that part's good. Like, you're not trying to force it down main or anything like that. I think your primary issue is you're pushing too hard when you don't have a safe exit plan, and in particular when you don't have rewind. So we're mostly going to jump through this relatively quickly, but we're going to focus on your deaths, because that's actually what's costing you. Like, when you're alive, I think you get good value. But when you die, obviously you can't get any value, and you die a lot. So let's focus on that. So you cross over, okay, statue, that's fine. I would say a lot of tracers actually choose to go through right side and go this way, because it's quite safe. But if you want to go this way, that's fine. I mean, if you get away with it, you get away with it. So you try to go over here. I think that this is kind of tricky. This is like way outside of your engagement distance. You can see that you only do what, like 50-ish damage? I mean, it's 60 damage maybe to the Ash. It's okay, but it's not great, especially since they had no idea you were here. You're looking for something big. Like, you could have been like one blink forwards and just like done 200 plus damage to the Mercy, for example. Right, and then chase her down, killed her, and then rewound. I think would be a viable option here. But even without the Mercy, like, you could one blink forward and try to blow up the Ash, who's clearly not paying attention to you. I think trying to shoot this far away just alerts them that you're here, and now you lose that opportunity. Anyway, I think this is a good call that you come back, try to force on the front line. Again, you're right behind them. They're not pressuring you at all. I don't know that I actually would have gone here. I would have continued fighting here because you have a 1v1 versus the Genji, but you can rewind here. Your team's all here. I think I would have kept fighting the Genji here. But you're trying to go against the back line, but now you notice that the Genji's chasing you, and you're about to turn this into, like, you know, a 1v3. So this is not a good idea, right? And you can feel it right away because you blink back out, and you're like, okay, I'm actually in big trouble here. And that's a good example of, like, look, you're just pushing too hard, too fast. You're just slow down, right? You shoot. Genji comes over, fine. Just take the fight, right? Take the fight, force deflect, right? Get the mini, go back to your team, right? Go back, kill Genji after deflect's over. Is a very easy thing to do. But going over here while you're being chased, no good. That means you have to go back. You should have gotten the mini. Now you rewound, except now you're in a bad spot, right? You always have to be paying attention to create Tracer. Where was I 3 seconds ago? Because that's where you're going to rewind to. You were in there too long, so now you rewind back into danger, not to safety. And so now you kill the Mercy, but you are in a significant amount of danger right now. And now we are in a situation where you're going to get away with this just because of the rank that you're in. Okay, so you killed the Mercy, great, but you have 3 blinks but no rewind. You blink towards them. If I'm the Kiriko here, I immediately headshot you, right? You're 1,000% like getting headshot here. You're immediately going to headshot here. If the Ash body shots you, you die, or even the Kiriko with a headshot melee insta kills you right now. You are lucky that you were playing a rank where the Kiriko is thinking to heal here for some reason instead of attacking you, because you should just die instantly right now, and you get away with this. And you're probably gonna be like, oh, okay, well, like, it worked at this rank, but sometimes it won't work, and it's a bad habit to get into to expect the enemy team to not be able to hit you when you're physically touching them. Like, you are literally point blank right now. This Kiriko, if she wasn't jumping, could not miss you if she wanted to. As long as she pointed generally in this general vicinity, it is going to headshot you, followed by a melee, insta kills you right now. So this really, really bad play, right? But you're not gonna get punished for it this time, but you will get punished later. All right, try to push in right now. It's fine. I would go for the Kiriko first. Yep, good. Right, melee, good. Right, and things are gonna go from here. Nothing super exciting. We're waiting. Right, kill the pylon. Okay, Genji's here. He dashes, deflects. I would just rewind right away because you already took a ton of damage, right? So you're at 31 health. Just rewind. It's fine. Like, rewind's gonna take you back. That's fine, and you keep all your blinks. But blinking out here is super dangerous because now you're gonna cross this open area. Again, if anybody sees you right now, you die right now. Like, it's not worth taking that risk. Just use rewind and then go again. You know. It's just, you're just like taking way too many risks here because you're not used to getting punished enough, and that's what's like kind of throwing you off here. Is when you do get punished, you're like, whoa, why did I die this time versus other times? In general, you want to minimize LOS, like line of sight, that enemies have on you when you're not planning on fighting them. This is another good example, right? So we go over here. What's your plan when you start fighting this Genji? Okay, Genji's low, but you can see that he's getting healed because you can see the Kiriko of Fudo's behind him, so you can see he's being healed. So you have to kill this Genji while he's being healed in a 1v2 situation. You also know he has deflect because the golden rule of Overwatch is if you haven't seen or heard them use the ability, they have it. So you know the Genji has deflect right now, right? So what's my plan to kill him? As soon as I start shooting him, he's going to deflect. Now what's my plan? Well, I don't really have a good plan from here, right? Well, I'm going to force deflect down, but that means he gets healed up. Why am I getting closer to him? Genji, on a right-click headshot, does 162 damage to you. I bet you didn't know that, right? If he does a right-click headshot, that instantly kills you right now. Like, and if it's 2 headshots and a body shot, he can melee to confirm the kill on you as well, right? But you honestly, you got so low that he could have killed you no matter what. But like the Kiriko also could have killed you here. Like, this is just reckless play. This is what you need to cut out to get better at Tracer, is taking really bad fights like this. What you should have done is, look, I see the Genji, right? I come over here. As soon as I see the Kiriko, I'm like, this is not going to work, right? There's no scenario here where I'm going to be able to kill the Genji. Let me just leave. It's fine. Like, you can't win every fight, and it's not reasonable to try to do that. And now you're super low. You're very lucky that they had nothing to kill you there. All right, so we're playing here. You're I think going to try to look for an angle. I think going this way is a bad idea. You don't really have an angle to get through. I think if you want to do this, I would do 1 blink, 2 blink here, then kill Pylon, and then move on that way. But just playing main right now is dangerous. Extremely dangerous. Kiriko, both Kiriko and Yuyari can do 105 damage on headshots each, right? Even if it's just body shots, that's 75 damage. It's actually like 103. Both of them just, or rather, if Kiriko headshots you and Yuyari body shots you, you instantly die right now. Or if the D.Va does any damage, right? Or if the Ashe body shots you, or anything. Like, you just don't respect how much damage the opposing team can do to you at this moment in time. This is recklessly dangerous. Like, I can emphasize it again, at higher ranks, you will already be dead long before now. This is like, the whole sequence of events here was absolutely crazy. There's no reason to be doing any of the things that you're doing right now. Just don't do it. Like, literally, just play slow. It's not your job to walk in the middle of 4 people and think, I can beat them all right now. That's not the way Tracer works, right? Take fights along the edges of a team. If you think about what a team looks like, okay? If you imagine, let's say, like, you know, blue guys are your team, right? All these guys over here. If you imagine red team is like over here, where do you want to be as Tracer? Do you want to be here? No, you don't want to be here. Do you want to be here? You don't want to be here. You want to be over here, or you want to be over here, right? Or over here. Those are good spots to attack them from, because these are off angles where it's going to be hard for them to deal with your pressure in addition to the rest of your team. If you just stand in front of them or in the middle of them, you're going to get immediately killed. Like, immediately killed, right? At higher ranks, just instant death. And you're even dying now, right? It's just, you just die a little slower than you would at other ranks. So the other thing to talk about here is sometimes you just have really bad deaths. Deaths that you had no business dying to. This is a good example. D.Va Bomb has been popped right now. Okay? D.Va Bomb's been popped, and what do we have right now? We have 2 blinks, almost 3, and we have rewind. There is no world where you should die to this. An easy way to get away from this, just walk here and stand behind the cart. Another easy way, 1 blink here, right? And go chase down the Kiriko. Another way to get away from this, 2 blinks here. Another way to get away from this, 1 blink, 2 blinks here. Another way to get away from this, 1, 2, 3, walk in. Okay? Another way to get away from this, you can just, like, step up and then blink to the left. You have so many ways, infinite numbers of ways to not die to this bomb. Instead, 1, 2, 3, miss the doorway, and then as you go in, instead of walking to the right, which would have saved you, you walk to the left, which maintains LOS in the bomb and gets you killed. This is like a basic Overwatch or like FPS 101. There is no world where you should die to this D.Va Bomb. Like, Tracer should never die to the D.Va Bomb, ever. I don't think I've ever seen a Tracer die to D.Va Bomb. Like, it just doesn't happen, ever, because you have so many tools that you can use to get away from this, including staring at the bomb, waiting for it to go off, and then popping rewind when it goes off. I'm not suggesting you do that. I'm just noting you have so many options to not die to this, and you somehow still manage to die to this. So when you say, "Oh, I'm doing all the things right," you're not doing anything right, right? Like, you can't die to this. There's no reason, right? This death, last death, they're super bad deaths. Okay, this is good, right? This is setting up in the off angle. I wouldn't shoot from this far away. I don't think it does anything, right? Notice how much damage you do to her. Like, I don't know, 30? If that? Yeah, I don't think you even did 30 damage to her. So, like, it's irrelevant. The pylon is healing for more damage than you're doing, so it's no point. Just wait for the cart to move up, and then they can get closer, right? You're way outside of your effective range right now. I'd also try to move to here. Why? As Tracer, you want to be closer to your enemies, not farther. This is way too far for me to do any damage, but if I play up here, now I can actually do some damage, or I can flank through this way. I got some options. So I would cross the gap right now when they aren't ready. All right, Bob gets popped. So you do a double blink in here, but again, what is your plan right now? Bob is already active, which means if Bob doesn't have anybody to shoot, it could potentially shoot you. So that's one problem. Number two, they're still pretty far away from you. You'd have to do one more blink to actually get in range to do any damage, right? Additionally, they're all back here. Like, if I start fighting anybody here, all 4 of these people will attack me because my team is not yet committed because they're dealing with the Bob. You need to slow down, just let your team deal with Bob and let their team step forward. Just sit here, wait, right? Let the team walk forward, then go up, stick somebody with your bomb. Instead, you force it, right? Way too early, get knocked back, right? Now you get lit up. You miss the sticky. You miss every pulse this game, by the way. No, you hit one. So, but because you're so deep in right now, you're forced to rewind, right? So now you're out here. So now you don't rewind. So what's my goal? I have to play differently based on the number of rewinds and blinks that I have. If I don't have rewind and or I have few blinks, I have to play safer. So I'm not thinking, let me go in and try to do something big. I think, okay, let me just chill. All you do is chill right now. I know blade is a problem, but like you can't get to this blade without using multiple blinks and it'll leave you vulnerable. Let your team just deal with it, right? But again, you're not paying attention to LOS. See, you're gonna blink over here, right? Now they're all just shooting you, right? You get speared and they attack you and then you die. You could have survived here, just went to the right briefly and then blinked to the left, for the record. But you're just not paying attention to LOS. Like literally, you're thinking, oh, I'm fine, right? And you just try to walk around the corner and then you die. You're not fine. If the enemy can see you, you can die. And again, this goes back to, you just don't respect the enemy's ability to be able to kill you and their LOS. All right, fast forwarding forwards. Okay, it's fine, right? So you don't want to be here. You're trying to go to the, just a quick note, going through this way is a lot faster. You're trying to go to the off angle, which is good. You're sneaking up behind the enemy team, great. So Kiriko's here. So yeah, kill the pylon first, great. Right? So now work on whoever. You can hear the Kiriko right now. I really hope you wear a headset. You can hear the Kiriko running right now. Just jump on top of the cart and shoot her. Right? Don't waste time shooting the Ilyari who's too far away. Now, talking a little bit about dueling mechanics. I don't want to waste too many blinks. I don't want to use 2 blinks where 1 blink would do. So 1 blink here is good. Just 1 blink behind her and then shoot her, right? Then she looks at you, 1 blink to the side, shoot her, right? Reload, blink again, and then she's dead. But because you use 2 blinks, now you're too far out of position and you have no ability to take this fight because she's just staring at 1 doorway. You'll notice as you walk in, you're not paying attention. Okay, so you've done a lot of damage, or I would say a lot of, you've done a lot of shooting, so they're all looking at this doorway, because this is the only doorway to get out of, which is why this is a bad place to be, because otherwise you have to go this long rotation back to here. You try to force your way out this doorway, and you see the ash up here, which you're not paying attention to. As soon as I see this, I immediately blink. Because if I see an enemy, a scoped enemy, looking at me, I think I'm going to die right now or get seriously wounded, which is exactly what happens. You take 150 damage from the ash, which if anybody else did 25 damage, you die right now. This is yet another example of you just not respecting the enemy. If the enemy is looking at you, they are a credible threat to your life. This is a weird situation. So Genji goes up here. So you blink out here. You're actually safe right now, right? 1 more blink and he can't dash and kill you. Just blink here and then walk away. But instead you rewind back. Genji realizes it. If he was better, he would already be back here. And now you have no blinks, or sorry, you have no rewind, and you only have 2 blinks. But you still managed to get away. But I think all in all, I think this is kind of a really inefficient way of like surviving in that situation when you had easier options. All right, so going back over here, Ashe is here. Okay, great. Let's try to kill her with the Genji. So the thing is, you shoot, right? If you're gonna reload, just give yourself a reload first, then blink out. Because if you blink out before you finish your reloading, now instead of reloading in safety, you're reloading open, which makes you vulnerable, which means that you get hit by this dynamite, which you wouldn't have before, right? Your teammate gets the kill, but let's think about this. Dynamite does a lot of damage, just like 100 damage, so I'm going to tick all the way down to like 75 health, if not lower, depending if I get shot by anything else. I don't want to be taking this fight right now against the Kiriko, who can kill me with a headshot and a melee. I just want to rewind right now and then retake the fight if I want to. But you're way too far back here. Now you blow more blinks, even though no one's even aiming at you. Like, you have to look and be like, look, no one's aiming at you right now. Ilyari's not looking at you, Genji's not looking at you, and even the Kiriko isn't looking at you. You don't need to blink right now. And this is hard to play Tracer because you need to read that in real time and make a better decision. You don't need to blink right now because no one's threatening you. So just finish your reload and then shoot the Kiriko again. But instead you waste another blink. Now you're out here. Then you rewind for some reason. It's unclear why you decide to rewind now. Like, no one's threatening you at this moment in time. You basically already lost all your health. And because you waited too long, your rewind doesn't give you all your health back. It only gives you like 50-ish. So now you're at 117, stuck in the opposing team with 1 blink. you have to look at this and think, I have messed up in many different ways. Like 4 or 5 different ways have gotten you to this situation right now where you deserve to die, and that's pretty much exactly what's going to happen. Right? You can't be doing this. Like, you have to constantly keep thinking, look, what's my plan here? What is my actual plan of attack? It would have been way easier, right? You come out here, you shoot the Ashe, fine. If I'm going to reload, blink out, right? Shoot the Ashe, see if I can get a kill, right? Then go in if I need to commit to get the kill. I get injured, I rewind back here, I blink back, and I chill. And I just wait for my team to keep pushing. Because your team is not ready to push. See? They're still really far away. You're pushing the pace too fast for your team to actually follow up, which is a common problem for mobility heroes. All right, jumping forwards. So, yeah, I mean, it's okay. You can take a fight with Genji if you want from there. But I think you're looking for Pulse here. Again, no reason to be walking in front of 3 heroes where they can all see you. At GM, you're dead instantly right now. Like, you will be dead in less than 1/3 of a second right now against this lineup. Right? You will get headshot by the Kiriko for sure, and then Ana or Ashe will have body shot you by now. You are dead instantly right now, which is why I cringe when I watch this, because like, you can't be just walking around the corner into 3 people and expect that you will not die on any hero, right? Only a tank would get away with this. DPS support, you both instantly die. But all in all, like, because you're really committed right now, you can panic, right? Way too scary. You rewind back. Bob's still in the open. You whiff the sticky, even though the sticky's not even necessary. You could just kill her with your shots, right? She only has like 150 health right now. You can just kill her with your regular gun. Not that I think you're gonna get away with it anyway because of the Bob. But like, sticky is not gonna change anything right now. Completely whiff it, right? Then you blink back into the Bob and then you die. One thing to think about is, as all heroes, you need to have a like bird's eye view for where everything is. Like, you are here, there is an enemy here, and you saw the Bob here. So you must be thinking, okay, where can I play here? Well, one of the things is you could play this way, right? Somewhere in this area against the wall. That way the Bob doesn't shoot you. That's one thing to think about. In your head, you must have that top-down view, and I have this for all heroes in the game. No matter who I'm playing, I always think, where are all the enemies, like bird's eye view, relative to me, enemies and teammates, and cover, and cart, and Bob, and health packs, and everything. I have like that mini-map in my head constantly, right? But you just blink back into this Bob, and then you end up dying. All right, so your team manages to push without you. I would say that King's Row is probably one of the worst tracer maps in the game to play on. So just FYI, because it's very linear. It's really hard to flank, as you're realizing right now. Third point in particular is brutal. Once again, you're walking into like the whole team, 3, 4 people right here. I would remind you, instant death at higher ranks. So I pushed incredibly far in. My team is not able to assist. Like, see how far away your team is? You're currently fighting all 4 enemy heroes right now, right? And all you have is rewind, and you rewind here, and you're extremely lucky to not be dead right now. Again, you get away with this sometimes, but not all the time. But the key is to not play in a way that you would ever die, right? Like, you want to be playing such that you always have control of the fight, and you never get put into a bad position. That's what excellent tracer play looks like. When you watch, like, let's say an unranked GM from a top tracer player, and you're like, wow, it seems like they never die. It seems like they never get close to die. It's because they're controlling the fight. They only play in situations where they're taking good fights, where they have resources like blink and rewind, right, and ammo, and use these to wear down the opposition till the opposition has no choice but to lose. The only option left is to lose, right? So I think it's okay that you try to blink in here, but you get lit up. I would rewind immediately. You have 9 health, right? Just rewind right away. Like, trying to stay alive here is bonkers to me, that you think that you won't get killed in that period of time. I would just rewind right away, and now you're stuck here with no health, right? And now, what? You die. Of course. For the record, if you do want to play this, I really don't think you should play this on Tracer, but like, if you really want to force this on Tracer, I would focus on controlling this left area and just poking them constantly, and then coming back to this window or this window to get healed, and just keep playing out of here over and over again. If they're holding further up, you can control right room, the mega room, and play from here, and use this to keep attacking the backline. So good call going back here to go deal with the Winston. You do have Sticky right now. You saw the Yari use Outburst. So one option is do 1 blink, 2 blinks in, maybe a 3rd blink, stick the Yari, who has no ability to get away, stick the Yari and get away. But with Suzu available, I think it's still dangerous. right? Suzu goes off. Okay, now they have nothing here. So stick, good stick, right? This is the first stick that we've seen, but good stick, right? Because you know she doesn't have Suzu. Excellent. And Swift Step. But you have to be careful. The second you're like, hey, look, two people looking at me, I would either blink or rewind right now. I think blinking is a good option, right? Blink, shoot, blink, right? Reload, see what you can get out of this. But going back in a straight line is bad news. So you see, like, I'm going to play from the Ashe perspective because I think it's very helpful, okay? You're easy to hit right now. Hard to hit right now because you're on the side, okay? She's going to lock over, right? Now, easy to hit. Super easy to hit because you see how you're still very, very close to her crosshair? This is very easy for her to hit. It's very lucky that she misses this and then finally hits the body shot right there. You should be dead right now because you dodge in straight lines. Right? You have to put some degree of like diagonalness, right? Like sideways motion in order to make yourself hard to hit. But here's another great example. So Iyari is super, super low right now. She's like basically one hit. You could just blink forward and melee her and you're good. That's option number one. Option number two, let your Genji get the kill because he's the one who's nanoed and has blade. Just let him get the kill and you just chill here. The worst thing you can do is feed your life away to the Iyari right now, okay? Your team is on a 3-on-2 situation. It's going to be a 3-on-1. You're in really good shape to win this fight as long as you don't throw it away. But you're going to throw it away by dying here. Now, why did you die here? Reminder, Iyari has no choice. She has one shot here, and Genji is about to walk into this room and kill her. What you do is that you walk in a straight line towards her, see? And she just easily kills you. That's why you die, because you just don't have that awareness, right? The dueling awareness to understand, look, this is a bad situation for me. Like, she does 75 damage on a body shot. She does 103 on a headshot. I have only 88 health right now, but she's going to die here no matter what. I don't have to take any risks. All I have to do is literally just either go in an instant blink melee to kill her, or let my Genji do it. Right? And I'll go kill Pylon or just chill her for a second, wait for the Genji to kill, whatever. The worst thing I can do is walk in a straight line over here and then die. Like, it's not a hard shot. Like, watch how much time this is in real time for her to take the shot. That is an eternity in Overwatch that you gave her to shoot you. Right? And if you play Tracer, who is almost assuredly the most demanding hero in the game in terms of reaction time, that is an eternity for a Tracer to let an enemy have time to draw a bead on you. Okay, and with that, that's going to be the end of offense. So, in summary, what did we learn here, right? Biggest priority, you got to stop dying, okay? And you say, hey, look, you know, I felt like I was playing properly. Most of my deaths were down to bad luck. It's not bad luck. None of the deaths I saw had anything to do with luck. Right? They're you choosing to take bad fights because it's a bad angle, you're walking in main, there are multiple heroes aiming at you, you're fighting in front of a Bob, you're fighting without rewind, you're fighting without blinks, whatever it ends up being, like, there's just no reason for you to be taking these fights over and over again. If you just chilled, got health, approached it from a different angle, waited slightly longer, right? Got, you know, whatever it ends up being, like, there's so many other ways that you could have done this. That is, like, far and away, like, the biggest thing that I think you need to work on and would elevate your game. Okay, I'm going to stop there. Hopefully this is helpful.